What's up, guys? Welcome back to another podcast. I have a special guest. I met her at this event. And I said, when I met her, she was looking real sharp. And I said, you know what? I met her at this event. I said, I gotta see what she about. She told me her name. And then I was like, okay, I'm about to go look her up. When I looked her up, I seen she was kind of connected to some of the people I knew. And I was like, well, hold on, let me go read her story. She might be a goat. I gotta go see what's going on. And y'all know I'm big on either you a donkey or you a goat. You know what I'm saying? So it's a big difference. And I felt like when I looked her up, I felt like I met a goat, man. How you doing today?
I am great. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes. So tell them a little bit about you. Just tell them a little bit about you.
Well, for me, I feel like I inspire the dreamers to take the societal mask off and to live in their authenticity with power, clarity, and in purpose.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I want you to take us on this journey, okay? I want to go on the journey with you.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
When was the first time you had this ideal, and why did you start it?
Man, this was all God. It wasn't my idea. And that's when you know it's not, like, he does insert vision in you. He does insert purpose in you.
Yes.
But sometimes you have to find your way to it. And it'll cross your path. And so my journey has been very interesting. I tell the story about me being a high school dropout.
Come on.
I was a great basketball player, but I didn't have the right attitude, because attitude determines your altitude.
Ooh, that's good.
And so I could just show up, it was like Allen Iverson, practice. I had a natural talent in high school. Been playing since I was 7. And by the time I was in 11th grade, I lost my eligibility because I was like that Army brat without the Army. I was pedal to post. My mom was a little unstable finding her way. So I attended 3 different high schools, 2 different middle schools, and 1 elementary. And basketball was the thing that kept me in school.
I love that.
I didn't even think about, I made the grades, but I didn't think about that. And so in 1997, as we know, the WNBA was launched.
Come on.
And I stayed playing ball every day. It's different now, and maybe it'll change. But back in the day, we was at Fondy, we was at University of Houston.
Come on.
And you couldn't keep us off the court.
Come on.
Till the lights went out.
Come
on.
I
was doing that when I was little. I would go to the court, it's nighttime. And we had a 2 semi-pro teams that started here to build that pipeline, and I was signing up for one, and a good friend of mine was the coach. He's still my friend today. He wouldn't let me sign up because I was 23, had never been to college, and I'm like, yo, I can play like this. I'm trying to play. Like, what you talking about? But when somebody believes in you, there's a time that you have to hang on to that belief.
That's true.
Get it in yourself. And so he went out of the way, called a bunch of college coaches, drove me to Lafayette, Louisiana. Picked the gym out of the blue. Men were playing in there. Go play pickup, and let's your tryout.
That's good.
Went to JUCO that same year. He drove me there too, all the way to Mississippi. And unfortunately, I watched all the Mississippi movies before I got there. I was scared as hell. But I went shaking in my boots, as they say in the Bible. Like, you got to go shaking in your boots, and that started my career. As far as college sports, became a first-generation college graduate. Didn't know that, and it just kind of went from there. I visited New York in my last year of school. It was a former player who played for the Liberty, who wanted to play, but had too many injuries. And long story short, in 2013, after hustling and grinding, I started studying fashion as far as ball players.
Come on.
And I worked at Nordstrom because I had been out of Texas for a while.
So hold on. So this is the time where it clicked. This is when it's starting to click.
So I had been living I went from Mississippi, then I got my degree at Memphis. Was staying there, was a teacher. And I wanted to come back home. It's like, I don't want to be in Memphis. And it was hard to find PE jobs. So I took myself to barber school. Have been cutting since I was 11. That was my way back into Houston. And then it was just like, I've always had this drive for more, for something bigger. It was in me. I didn't know what it would look like. So I studied professional athletes, LeBron and all these people, and I started hitting up this agency in New York. I'm in my 30s by this time.
Okay.
They told me no 4 times. And one of my friends said, you go stop there? I said, you right. The 5th time, somebody different answered the phone. And that was my pipeline. Within months, I was in New York, had given up everything, the convertible BMW, the condo, the dog. Nobody understood
Chasing the dream.
Nobody understood it. but I did. It was like this voice inside of me telling me to go, and you know what that is, right? And that started the journey. So I was in fashion. I've been in fashion over a decade.
Okay. That's why
styling.
you looking how you looking online.
Come on.
I said, hold up, I'm looking. Because one thing about me, I love when I see people, like, one of the first thing I noticed when I went to your page, I was like, okay, she's very particular about her posts. Then I seen the book. Then I seen, okay, I knew you was an athlete though, because I can kind of tell on the, I said, okay, this is interesting. So as you on that journey, what made you say, you know what, I need to start this?
I'm telling you, it was the voice. I had been working at Nordstrom, started their first men's social media page in Houston. No matter what I was doing, I was looking for the next level up.
I got you.
Always. I suffer from identity foreclosure, truth be told. And that's the thing that many athletes go through when your career is over. So
explain that though, because that might go over some people's head. Identity foreclosure. Explain that.
When you identify more with what you do than who you are.
Oh, that's good.
That started the journey when I started to study that. But I was in fashion first, worked for Saks, Fifth Avenue in New York, personal stylist, worked for a studio, the same one that told me no, told me yes. And so then I was working for someone that was styling LeBron, Amari Stoudemire, Victor Cruz, all these people.
Got you.
And so I started at a very high level, even though I was an intern. And I realized there were some things within that didn't fit, but I wasn't retreating back home.
I got you.
So I stayed in New York 10 years, and in that 10-year span, I became an author. I became a lot of things that I didn't see myself.
Come on.
Became an author, created a workbook specifically for athletes at the time to help them with their career transition.
I got you.
So I don't talk about or write about anything I haven't gone through. So it's like getting them to understand their transferable skills, getting them to build their character, getting them to understand what leadership is, what self-leadership is. And then the personal branding came from that whole era of fashion and styling, because I predominantly style men in fashion. So I always worked in the men's department. And it was a gift. It's a gift. I have this eye, and I have like, as a creative, you got to know you could do multiple things, but you're really good at a few things.
Come on.
So my really good things, great things, are connection. I can connect when it comes to aesthetics.
That's good.
Beyond connection, I'm creative, right? And then the other one is like, just when I talk about that connection piece, it's human connection too. Like, understanding the bigger picture. So I can listen to you talk about your company and your brand, and I'm a visionary, so I can see into the future and help you connect dots. So I work with high-level people in helping them to connect the dots and honor their truth in a way that fits them.
I like that. So what are you seeing in today's athletes that they need help with?
Identity foreclosure is a big one. Because, to become a high-level athlete, you have to, in anything. So this doesn't just apply to athletes.
Come on.
In anything that you want to do well and do great, you have to have a profound focus.
You better.
And so a lot of times we're not in the same social circles as other people. We don't take, steps or risk in other things. You do see it now at the high levels, like the LeBrons and these bigger athletes that have a team around them that can help them dive into other industries.
That's good.
But identity foreclosure, but that could be anybody who loses their career or going into a different career. They're trying to figure out, like, I've worked with people that are coming out of corporate America.
Gotcha.
That's a mindset. So wherever industry you in, it has a culture to it and
that's
a mindset.
True. I think mindset is key though, because a lot of times I meet a lot of different people,
right?
And people are like, well, man, the kind of people you work with, and it's a certain type of person I like to work with.
Okay.
Because my price ain't cheap. I mean, it starts off at $5,000.
Right.
So most customers you're gonna see walk in here that deal with us, it's a $5,000 start fee.
Okay.
That's not even including, like, we do have like lower customers that we deal with, which is the podcasters.
Okay.
Stuff like that. We let them, they come and they pay one fee, they leave and do the podcast.
Right.
But the mindset I have learned is so many successful people, but my motto is you make more money off what you know than what you do.
Okay.
That's my motto.
So I take that a little deeper. So what you know has to be this belief within yourself and a trust.
Yes.
And to me, trusting within yourself and believing in yourself is believing in the God in you.
Yes.
And
yes.
that is, so people, this whole fairy tale thing that's going on right now, where people are like, self-care, mental health, spirituality. And that's why I want to stay like that. Understand this. It is being a deeper spiritual person is harder than anything you will ever have to do, because you have to face yourself.
Yes.
You have to face yourself for what you declare as good, what you declare as bad, and accept. Acceptance is a big one, to accept it all. And once you can accept it all and still feel like you're worthy and not have imposter syndrome,
yes,
then you begin to build on that. And with us, especially us Black people, we have a lot of generational things, generational trauma that has been attached to us that we have to peel back that layer.
Yes.
Understanding that you got to dig for treasure.
That's
just
good.
fall in your lap. Yeah.
And you know, it's crazy though, because when you start meeting high level people that their life is a high level, that like everything they do is like they drop 5,000, like, oh, and then how much more you need? Like, because they understand, like, when they're trying to get somewhere. Investing.
It's not spending.
No, it's not.
So it's about changing your words too.
Yes. Right. So I have some questions though. So
I love that.
This is the thing, and this is a deep question, because some people don't want to face this question.
Okay.
Have you feel like you did enough work today that if you die tomorrow, you satisfied with?
Absolutely not. I want to die empty.
Okay.
And my journey has been, like, I have a lot of accolades.
Okay.
Yes. I don't lean on those. I lean on that feeling inside of me. Have I mastered? Have I utilized what's in my hands? Like Moses, like when God told Moses, "What's in your hands?"
Come on.
And so when I think about that, I'm just at the tip of the iceberg, because there are transitions you go through and transformations. And now that I have returned home, there's some work to do here. 10 years in New York, did that.
Yeah, come on.
You know, it ended when it was like, I transitioned when I was supposed to transition.
Got you.
Now I'm in a new space. That means that there's work to do here. I can't lean upon everything I've already done.
Got you.
So,
and which is good. And I think a lot of people, I asked that question because so many, like me, like I feel like after I write this next book, it's almost done anyway. You know, they ain't gonna like the title. They ain't gonna like the title, but
you don't know that. You just speaking it already.
They ain't gonna like the title. You know what I'm saying?
Did you like it?
I loved it.
That's it.
But it's controversial. You know what I'm saying? So
this life is.
So I'm saying it's controversial because my uncle was like, "Man, why would you put curse words on the title?"
I almost did that.
I'm doing it, and basically it's called "How I Got to the Fucking Bag." And so my uncle was like, "But he'll minister." So he was like, "Nephew." I mean, I was like, "It ain't for you though."
Right.
The people who rock with me, and they really know me, and they trust me, and so. This is the thing. I'm outside. I used to be like, okay, you have to be this way, and if you don't do this, people won't accept you. It's like when I broke that mode of like, hey, because we feel like we have to be this way, but when you're looking online at the other people, the Tony Robbins, all these people, they do what they want to do, and we accept it. Gary you know what I'm saying? Gary V, yeah, they do what they want to do, but we accept it. But we don't want to do it because it's like, it's kind of a little bit inappropriate. I'm like, why? Just be yourself, you know, at the end of the day.
Well, that goes back to when you asked me what I do. If you're living in your truth and that's who you are.
Come on.
I mean, it is like,
that's
it
true.
is what it is. And that's the thing. We have to get so comfortable.
Come on.
In being who we are.
That's good.
And that is going to make you look crazy in some people's eyes, because you got to think about it. Most of the world, majority of people have a group think mentality.
They do. Come on, tell them about it.
And we're like sheep. We're just going to follow the other person.
That's true.
And no knock on that, because it takes a lot of work to come out of that.
It do.
And I admire anyone who has come out of that to be truly themselves, because that's when you're going to magnetize what is for you.
Come on.
And everybody ain't for you. If we run around trying to satisfy everybody's attitude,
come on,
you will be like just all over the place and just wherever the wave goes. Now that's different than flow.
Yeah.
Your flow, but just to be wading
Yeah.
in the water. And that's what many people are doing because it's hard to accept your truth because, and especially with social media.
Come on.
You're trying to, okay, well, he did it this way. He got a book out. He got these steps.
Yes.
Yes. So I teach my clients how to cherry pick.
Okay.
You have to know yourself first, and then you can go out there and study other people and be like, okay, that makes sense. Because you got to have a vision.
Yes.
You got to have a vision or you shall perish.
Speak on
And
it.
so if and when you get that vision, then you know what puzzle pieces
Yes.
fit.
Yes.
If you are following somebody else, you're going to go this way today, that way tomorrow, and be all over the place. And I have been all those things. So I'm not sitting here trying to, judge other people.
Of course.
It's
You
I've
take them
been
through
through
your
it.
experience. And I think a lot of times people don't understand it. Like, I'm 44 for a reason. I tell people, I'm 44 for a reason.
Give me some more on that.
And the reason why I'm 44, because I have gained wisdom. I done been at the bottom. I understand, like, how to create wealth. I understand, like, when you walking in your true authenticity, what's the word?
Authenticity.
Whatever. When you walking into that, you understand that nobody or nothing that can stop you. And I'm telling you, man, my whole thinking and the law of attraction, it's so real. Yeah, I would get people calling my phone on a daily basis with different things because I put myself out there in the world with social media marketing. If you notice, if you ever follow me, every night 11 o'clock a video will be released.
Okay.
I'm a walking info commercial.
Yeah, you come on at night when people up watching TV trying to figure out their life. But that's it right there. That's it right.
And so some of the people would tell.
That's a strategy to
It's a strategy. So
Yeah.
guess what? For the next 43 days, I have video uploaded on Instagram just to be posted at 11 o'clock. I already recorded them. Today I recorded another 11 videos today, 12.
Right.
Tomorrow I'm doing another 8. I just keep in my vault. Then I edit some, then I let my team edit some. And we just keep them rolling.
So that makes sense for who you are and your brand and the business that you got going on.
Yes.
Right, because I post on social media, and for me, social media is like a portfolio you can go see when you Google.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because for me, it's more so I understand that I am not going to work with everyone.
Yes.
And a lot of my business comes through referrals and people that see me, people that have experienced me. I have to experience you. Has to be a synergy there.
I love that.
Because I know me. And I'm so particular about certain things. I have to have a passion for what you do, like see it and be like, yes, I can do something with that. One of my first clients is is a best friend of mine now. I met her in 2017 when I was doing a workshop.
Okay.
And she signed up for the free consultation.
Come on.
And my assistant at the time kept trying to get her to the meeting. She was like, nah, she looked too polished. I'm not gonna be able to work with her.
Come on.
And when we finally got on the line, she was telling me about her business, which is a spiritual community that I'm in to this day still.
I love it.
And she was like, well, I want you to help me with my brand. I say, well, I have to experience your business first.
Come on.
So she had this call that was coming up in 2 weeks where I can actually go through the process, get a feel for it,
I love that.
then help her. And that's how I am. I don't do everybody like that. Like I have to be.
Of course.
But just having that conversation, because I told you one of my gifts is the gift of connection. And so I can feel, I can see things and I can help you.
Yes.
I'm not, and so that's what I'm talking about. We talk about personal branding. A lot of people think it's about social media or your website or some logo. That's not who I am. I am focused on the personal branding before I get to that.
And I think that's important because I tell people all the time, people buy you before they buy anything else.
Yes.
So most of the people, like 2 customers who left before you got here, multi-millionaires.
Okay.
They into real estate. They building neighborhoods.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Right here in Houston, Texas.
Nice.
Some young black men.
Look, I came into that atmosphere.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm putting it all on right
Come
now.
on. But it allows, because I'm connected to them and they trust me. And that's what's so important. So I have a word game I want to play real quick.
Okay.
We're gonna sidetrack y'all. It's a word game. They know the word game though. I'm gonna say 2 words. You tell me, do you need both or none of them?
All right, let's go.
Purpose and passion.
Both.
Why?
You have to be purposeful in what you do, or you're going to be out of alignment, I believe, because we all have a purpose that we were born with.
That's true.
You got to be connected to that. Passion, because you got to be passionate about what you do, because there are going to be days that you don't feel like it's out the
Come
bed.
on.
There are going to be days that you've had it's not a failure until you quit, but it feels like failure and you have these emotions. So you got to be passionate about something, like I said, about the vision, and it has to be purposeful.
All right, next one. Money or motivation? Do you need both or none?
Oh, so I have to do a little disclaimer with that.
Okay.
Motivation, yes, you have to be self-motivated. So when we talk about motivation, we need to identify what kind.
Okay, I got
because
you.
external motivation, that only lasts for self-motivation.
I got you.
Now the money part, I believe in God's provision.
That's good.
And so money is a tool, and God's provision is worth more than any money. And so with understanding that, with the money part, the money will come if you're walking in your purpose consistently. So you still have to have some different characteristics about yourself.
I like that.
So yeah, money can help you to expand, money can help you grow, money can help you help other people to live the lifestyle. But that provision, I've seen it too many times that I couldn't buy it with money. These rooms I've been in, from the Yale Club to the Harvard Club to traveling internationally, speaking in front of dignitaries in Africa.
Come on.
I couldn't pay enough.
That's so powerful though. And you said something that's key. I think this is the thing. What kind of rooms are you in? A lot of times people are not in the right rooms, or they're not connected to the right people. And sometimes you go into a room, it's not the room you're supposed to be in.
You gotta know that though.
You gotta know that, but most people don't know because again, they have this sheep mentality. Everybody says I should go learn from this person. One thing I read over 1,000 books. All right.
Come on.
I read over 1,000 books, and I still read self-motivational books, but I learned one thing. All I really needed is the book. Out of reading all these books we can go from Gary Vee to John C. Maxwell. We can go, and I created my own book, which is called Why Now Is Your Time, to know your passion, understand your purpose, pursue your dreams. And I realized all I needed the whole time was the one book.
What's that?
The Bible. The connection. Once I got that connection.
When you get deep enough in there and you study it for yourself, because I know, let's be honest, most people, when it comes to the Bible, they go by what the pastor says. Come
on, study to show, huh?
And that's his record. But
come on,
when you learn it for yourself, now I'm learning, and the stories are popping off the pages because I can identify them with my own life. And when it starts to get to that, that's when it hits differently.
You said something key though, because I thought I was meant to be a minister.
Really, with that title you got coming up?
Okay, let me explain. I was 18 preaching.
Oh, nice.
Because I was following what people said I should do, and not what I'm supposed to be doing.
The voices.
You know what I'm saying?
Who were you? Who were you before they told you who you should be?
Man, and so I was preaching for about 1.5 years. Then I went into 6 years being an armor bearer. God said, "This is not for you, brother. It's not for you, brother." And so once I disconnected from that and started seeking God on my own and stopped following what people say you should do, that's when I tapped into the real version of who I am.
Come on.
The real version of life.
What age was that?
This was probably about 27.
Okay.
I'm 44 right now.
That's a good age.
This is about 27.
Tap in.
Yeah, about 27. I'm 44 right now. So I didn't understand how powerful I was till about 32.
Because that brain doesn't fully develop till around 27.
I became job free 36.
Nice.
Now I know how to create wealth.
Yeah.
But I create wealth through my purpose.
You just asked me, are you passionate about it?
That's it.
You already got that.
So here we go. So
all right.
Confidence or cockiness? Do you need both or you need one?
One.
All right, explain why.
Confidence. Because if you're confident, real confidence is quiet.
Okay.
Cockiness could be loud.
So I'm questioning, and this not, I love Deion Sanders, but they think he's
confident.
But
it might have some cockiness too. Also.
Okay.
I believe to be
A little bit.
At a high level
Okay.
in athletics,
Okay.
especially football and those things, there's a bit of cockiness.
It has to be a little bit.
But you're saying, so you're asking me these questions. I'm referring to myself.
I got you.
I'm not referring to the general public or whatever.
Okay.
I'm saying confident. The cocky. It's funny. I went home to visit, and they would tell me how I had this cockiness about me when I was little.
Okay.
So it's probably still in there, but at this point, I choose confidence over cockiness.
Got you.
And if a little cockiness drip in,
come on,
then it's okay.
Got you.
But if I had to choose between the two, I would say confidence. If you say both, then
I got you.
so.
All right, so being hungry or being humble, which one do you need both?
Both.
Mm.
Yeah. That you. The Bible even says, hunger and thirst. Like,
come on,
you gotta be hungry for something.
Come on.
And I believe in being humble before God, not men.
Of course.
The reason I say that is because a lot of times when people are asking us to be humble,
Yes,
they want you to play small.
They do.
They want you to make them comfortable.
I had some friends I had some friends I had to cut off.
Yeah.
Because they was like, what you doing, man? That ain't gonna work, man. You just need to keep a job. I was working at the railroad at the time. You just need to keep a job,
For
brother.
your benefits and all
Yeah,
that.
benefit. I'm like, God, when I took and what helped me take a leap of faith is my wife saying, I got us. She said, I see something in you that if you go first, I'm gonna be able to go. And so I was like, but babe, I'm letting go of this 100,000. I'm doing it. She say,
she believed in you. You got to hang on to somebody else.
And guess what? Once I let it go, God say, I'm going to triple 4 times, 5 times that money. It ain't nothing. Because I started walking into that. And so now, instead of me being distracted by the JOB, the journey of the broke, not knocking jobs, I'm just saying, by me being distracted by it, you know what I'm saying? Now I got locked in every day on my dreams.
Yeah.
And now,
so it's journey of the broke for you, because let me tell you, everybody's not meant to be an entrepreneur. If everybody's an entrepreneur,
that's true.
Then who would work
with us? That's true.
I don't even go say for.
Yeah.
Any level of greatness, you got to have other people.
You do.
So when we talk about purpose entails people, meaning relationships.
That's true.
And those relationships vary, right? And because sometimes you got to compartmentalize and know what type of relationship that is.
You do.
So yeah.
All right, I got 5 acronyms. I'm gonna give you these 5 acronyms.
Oh man,
and
I
then,
feel like I'm in school. I came to school today. Come on.
Then I'm gonna let you ask me some questions too.
Okay.
I try to make my podcast different. You know what I'm saying? I'm not always about like drilling people.
I'm well adjusted. I can adjust the head.
All right, so poor, passing over opportunity repeatedly. What do that mean to you?
First of all, I know that every opportunity ain't my opportunity.
I love it.
So it may look like an opportunity, but it doesn't fit the vision that I have.
I love that.
And so I have to pass over some opportunities
that's true.
because they don't fit the vision.
Love it. All right, luck, labor under correct knowledge. What do it mean to you?
So we can just keep on. I don't believe in luck. I believe in grace.
The reason why the labor is labor under correct knowledge is because if you do the right activity, then the luck won't. Yeah, the luck won't.
But the word itself.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't believe in the word itself. Now labor, yes.
Yes.
And those other things that you. So that's like a trick.
It is.
That's almost like an oxymoron.
My bad. All right, next one is money, acronym.
Okay.
Momentarily owned, not externally yours. What do money mean to you?
Money means to me, again, money is a tool.
Yes.
And like you said, it's momentarily yours because it needs to circulate.
It gotta move.
And then at the end of the day, you can't take it with you.
You cannot.
So you use it as a tool to live the life that you are supposed to live and to help other people in the way that you're supposed to help.
That's good. All right, the last one is gonna be denial. You ever heard the acronym of denial?
I'm about to hear it now.
All right.
Come on.
Don't even notice I am lying.
Ooh. And so going back to what I said about helping people unmask themselves.
Come on.
You don't even know when you're lying to yourself when you don't know yourself.
Come on.
And again, that is life's work.
That's true.
Just because you get some of it, you have to become a different person at every level that you accelerate.
Hallelujah.
So whatever your thorns in the flesh are
That's
at
true.
this level
That's true.
are going to become, they're going to be thorns in the flesh at the next level.
Of course.
Because you got to keep, that's why it's the thorn in the flesh.
Mm.
And so you got to keep building that. So we could be highly confident where we are, but at next level, we got to become more confident
That's true.
in whatever area that needs to have the confidence. So
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so I'm a.
am I passing this step?
Yeah,
Am I
you
passing
passing
this
it.
step?
You're doing good.
Woo.
See, I like to play the word game and I like to play the academic game because it gets me to get to know how you thinking. You know
That's
what
a
I'm
good one. I
saying?
love
It's like
Yeah,
like what's your thoughts and like
I love
you know what I'm
it.
saying? All right, so one of the quotes I always tell myself is, if somebody else can see your vision, it's no longer your vision. The reason why God gave you the vision is because only you supposed to see it. So stop asking for validation on why others should see your vision.
Yes and no.
Okay, come on. That's what we got. Let's go. Let's go. I'm listening.
So when people don't understand the vision, I say yes to that.
Okay.
But they're just like being on a team,
Okay.
on a basketball team, which I'm familiar with, right? The coach has to convince the entire team and the staff of the vision. So they got to buy
Yes.
into that vision.
Agreed.
Just like your wife bought into the vision for you.
It's true.
She might not see all the little downloads you get when God is giving you those downloads, but the bigger picture you can explain to her.
Yes.
And she can have some level of understanding.
Yes.
And still support you.
Yes.
So I do believe that we just have to, the people that don't understand it, the people that don't get it, okay, that's letting you know they're not going to be on that journey with
And
you.
the reason why I try to explain this, especially when I go back and speak to other men, is because a lot of times people say, all right, man, you an entrepreneur, how you became an entrepreneur? And I always say, because first of all, I seen it even when others didn't want to believe it.
And
I
those
think-
are the others. I think everybody has a place too. So
Yes.
this is the thing.
Yes.
I'm going to let you finish.
Come on. Go ahead.
All things work together for
The
the good of
Mhm.
those who love and serve the Lord and are called by his purpose.
Come on.
Meaning, even though there were people shunning your vision,
Yes.
they did their job
Yes.
because it helped you to become more focused on
Yes.
the vision for yourself
Yes.
and the right people to come along to support it. So life is about perspective.
That's good.
So if we continue to focus on the don'ts,
of course.
are the people that are telling you, are giving you opinions based on their own limitations, then your focus is off. That's all that is.
So what's your true definition of happiness? I'm gonna tell you mine first.
Go ahead.
Mine is being able to live the life you want without having to ask nobody for nothing.
That's good.
That's
I love
my
that.
definition of happiness. That's mine.
Yeah.
So what's yours?
Mine is living in my purpose, being fulfilled, laughing a lot, having great people around me, being able to just do the things that I love doing.
I love it.
Without question, and also being able to bring the people I love with me.
That's good. That's good.
That's success to me.
And so there's another acronym, focus. You heard the acronym?
I heard the word focus, but you got to give me your
Follow
acronym.
one course until successful.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And there's another acronym, HOPE, HOPE, which
Okay.
means help other people excel. If you help enough people get what they want out of life, people say, well, man, you charge $5,000. I said, well, you're not ready for my coaching.
Right.
So whenever you're ready, I can show you hundreds of testimonials of how I just helped a guy in 4 months make $100,000.
Yeah.
All right, with his brand, because we helped him build his course. He had all the knowledge, he just didn't know how to build it
So
out.
that's the building of the courses.
Yeah, that's the building. Like,
Oh, I'm
that's
you heard it here first. So
that's building out the course. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to it's like hands free, making sure your marketing working for you. You know, that's what we do as people's like people. Me and my wife, we go places like y'all podcast.
that's a good price.
That's a very good price. It's an 8-week process.
Yeah.
They only got to come maybe 16
shooting,
times.
yeah.
To do the shooting. We set it all up, and then boom. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
It's funny because with my book champ, and that's funny. I left the books at the house, but I was like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to
Like
get out
Anthony, I did all that. What you see, that's me.
Nice.
That website, everything.
I got to go on there and look at everything.
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I'm a backtrack. But
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I like this is. One of my workbooks is Champs U. That's an acronym, by the way.
Oh, come on. Tell me the acronym. I'm ready.
Coachability,
I like
hunger
it.
for learning, meaning be a student of the game. Accountability, mindset, where we talk about growth mindset versus fixed mindset. The P is persistence, purpose, and people.
I like that.
The S is finding your strength through struggles, and the U is brand new, which launches my other
I see
workbook.
modules in your future.
Come on.
I
have
see
a
modules.
curriculum.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
I mean, I see like people clicking in, watching it. You charging whatever your fee is.
Yeah.
Oh man, I see it.
I'm telling you, I teach. So I go to corporate
Yes.
America, teach leadership through the sports methodologies of a champion athlete, and I like our
love
mindset.
that.
So it's everything I do is about the person and just digging in and giving them character development, leadership development, branching into self leadership.
That's so good.
And then the branding again. If you look at my book, it's brand yourself like a champion from the inside out.
Yes, I love that.
So we take personal inventory, understand your values. Everything I do in my
That's
work is
good.
from the inside out, not the outside in.
And so that's again those guys who left here, they working on $1 million projects, but they didn't know how to take what they know
It's not their lane.
and package it, and that's what I'm doing for them.
Right.
And they're
So,
like, oh, thank you.
Let me talk about that real quick.
Go ahead.
When people think about, well, let me say, I was one of those people thinking as an entrepreneur, you got to be able to do everything. It's a lot of things you do have to learn, but you got to understand your lane.
Yes, true.
So
That's
just
true.
because you're a millionaire don't mean that you got to know how to do everything. You
That's
got to
true.
know how to delegate.
That's true.
So you have to have enough wisdom and discernment to pick the right people
Yes.
to do the job that they're
Yes.
supposed to be doing.
Yes.
That releases you to stay focused on those three great things, or
Come on.
4 great things that you have. And that's where the purpose is you do this great. Like you keep sharpening the iron
Yes.
there.
Yes.
And it's delegated the rest
Yeah.
of it.
And I think that's important though. Like when I build Why Now Is Your Time, I built it on 3 principles: life, brand, legacy.
Okay.
So I tell people, go out and design the life you want, create your brand, and leave your legacy with your own information and products. Once I understood that, guy was like, here's the book. Now you got to sharpen yourself over the last 15 years, building out courses and helping others do it. Now it's so sharp. A guy called me last night. Man, I got 4 more clients for you. They love what you done for me. These guys just left. Hey, Lord, I got two clients. They want to come in here. So it's like
That's where that pricing come from. Those 15 years of hard labor.
That's
It look
true.
like an overnight success.
It do look like an overnight success.
It ain't.
But them I call them them young boys. The young men that I meet, they like 30, 31. They like, bro, you don't even look 44, bro. I'm like, bro, I've been where you at.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, if I started my first business in 1998
Long time.
at a video game company called Creative Ambition. I had it for 6 months. My family told me, bro, I don't know what you're doing, but you better go get a job.
They always go to the job. That's probably why God took me to New York, so people can get out my ear. What? You need to be able to get your Social Security. I'm like, what? No, I'm not trying to set myself up for that.
So,
yeah.
so is there any? I'm about to
I got
doing a
something.
basketball analogy. I'm about to throw you the alley hoop.
I got a question for you first.
Let's go. I'm throwing you the alley hoop right.
What's your definition of legacy?
Legacy is greater than currency. So my legacy is I'm dying empty, not full. So as long as at the end, when you go see what me and my wife have done with One Marriage, Two Hustlers, and all the people we have helped, my legacy is I poured into others. I gave others what God gave me that they didn't have. So I always tell people, if you don't live out your purpose, it's people suffering because of you, because God has people assigned to you. And you gotta go live your purpose, because those people that's assigned to you, they waiting on you to make a move. You say, I don't really know if nobody gonna buy. They're gonna buy, because what's happening is you worried about followers instead of worried about how to turn your followers into funds.
See, that was passion.
Yeah.
Right there. So I was a student. And so my definition of legacy
tell me.
is to impress upon people, not to try to impress them.
Come on.
And be a blessing instead of trying to impress. So that means that every day, if you give somebody a smile, just having that compassion and kindness and, pouring out your gift to people, whatever it is. Sometimes people just need a smile. Sometimes people need a hand up, lift as you climb. And so that, to me, because real legacy builders leave something that still impresses upon people when they're not here.
Come on.
Right now, the Bible over its time has sold 7 billion copies.
Oh my God.
And none of us was alive when Jesus
None
was
of
alive.
us. None of
You
us.
know, Harriet Tubman, she had to, and be self-leaders too. So you have to be a self-leader in order to leave a long-lasting legacy.
You know who I look at? Because I'm like, okay, this is Why Now Is Your Time. And I look at Napoleon Hill.
Oh, I studied him.
So I look at like Napoleon Hill been dead for over 50 years.
Book still selling.
And they still emailing me.
That's what I'm talking about. And
So,
you can look at all those people who are not here,
yeah.
and it's still going.
So that's what I want. The end of Why Now Is Your Time, the journey, you see these little characters over there. I want this journey at the end of it to be like, this dude, Lloyd Christian, has impacted millions of people. And the reason why I tell people, I don't post for followers. I only post to document my moments. So if you document your moments, you never create content. I just document. Like, oh, I got this feeling. Say, guys, let me tell y'all. This is it. Hey, next one. This is it. Then I do batch recording. Like, so it's basically, I'm building chapters out of my life. So over the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years, like, this dude got so many different podcasts, so many different reels, man. This dude got books, information, courses. This dude I'm looking at Napoleon Hill and saying, that's Why Now Is Your Time is fighting for. For that brand.
I see that passion.
You know what I'm saying?
You can see the purpose. You can feel the energy.
Yeah, so that's what it's about. Any other questions you want to ask me? I'm throwing you the alley-hoo.
I ask them when they come.
Okay, so what do you go back and tell your 13-year-old self so that today your life look different?
I would say trust in who you are.
Okay.
Trust in what you're feeling and what you're seeing. Because I had, I've experienced where these gifts were always there. They're always with you.
Come on.
But the world can make you become, blind to them.
Yes.
And one of my gifts, I know that I suppressed it.
Come on.
Because there was no one around me that could help me to understand what was going on. Being able to see things before they happen. Being able to see inside of people and not listen to their words, but know what I see and know what I feel. That
Man,
discernment.
that's so good.
And it took me a long time to regain it. And it's never went away, but reconnect to it. So you have to trust in who you are, whether anybody understands it or not. And you may not even understand it, but keep trusting it. Yeah.
And I love that, because one thing I tell people is, God told me this maybe about 12 years ago. He said, stop doing it your way and do it my way. But the way I'm going to give it to you, they not going to understand it. And so, again, the Bible said, my thoughts not like your thoughts. So we say, well, you spiritual, but you be cursing. I'm like,
cussing Christian.
Why should y'all judge me?
I just gave it a cussing Christian. Because the thing is, if it's in your head, it's in your heart, and God already knows.
That's what I'm
God's
saying.
But I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
Come on.
if it's true to you,
Come on.
it's not going to make a lot of people comfortable. And it's not to go out there and try to make people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But it's like, others are not going to understand what God has placed you for, because the Bible says, let he who has ears hear. All of us have a voice that is going to connect to certain people.
Yes, that's why I said you are connected to people. God, I realized over 10 years ago, like, man, because people I can show you my inbox, man. People like, hey, that video you just dropped, oh my God, it changed my life. Hey, man, thank you so much. Okay, I'm not ready for your coaching program, but I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all got a payment plan? I mean, you start to know, and it's like, I start worrying about customers when I start tapping into my purpose. You know what I'm saying? So once I tapped into my purpose, customers came to me.
The money will come.
You know what I'm saying? And I tell people all the time, let your connections get your collection.
Give me some of that. I got enough pockets on. I got cargo pants on.
But you know what I'm saying?
Take it off.
Your connections will put...
It's relationships. and the right ones. You got to be around people you know, like, and trust. Of course, in the business world, you got to deal with people. That,
of course,
but that's where that internal comes
Yeah.
into play.
That's the nature of the
Where you
beast.
have to trust yourself. It's not about trusting people; it's about trusting you.
Yeah.
And the God in you. And I know I talk about God a lot,
That's
and I'm
good.
not even religious.
I love it.
At all. But it's like when I started to understand that I am God and God is me,
Come on.
because we're created in the likeness and image, then I started to build a different person. And I'm still building it. Like it's a daily walk.
Come on.
My faith wavers at times, but faith makes it possible, not easy.
Listen, acronym faith. Are y'all ready?
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
For anything, I trust him. For anything, I trust him.
Come on.
A lot of times I tell people, I had a dude the other day. He signed up for the podcast room. Him and his partner. They came. They brought this Indian guy or whatever.
Okay.
And then they was like, "Yeah, man, we're gonna start a podcast." And I said, "All right, good, man." I said, "Either you do one, you can start the podcast, go in the room and record, or you can just buy into. We have a small program that me and my wife been podcast for 7 years. We charge $175, and we show you how to launch it the right way." It's like, "Oh yeah, we get down with that." But also, we do coaching. And I say, we build out products. The black dude, he was like, "Oh my God, I've been looking for you because I want my own products." So again, I tell people, don't be scared to tell people what you do, and don't be the scarcity mindset of 5,000 to the broke person. Like, "Oh man, somebody like 5,000, man, what we got?" You know what I'm saying? I need that. And then again, my wife, she's smarter than me. She was like, "They don't want to pay up front. Let them pay afterpay. Let them pay sizzle. Let them do whatever."
Get them started. I mean, I'm telling my age now. We had layaways a long time ago.
Come on.
But you came back to
Oh,
pick it up most
Amazon
of the
just
time.
started a little way. Got to tell you that.
So they going to see history repeats itself.
My
Ain't
wife
nothing new
said.
under the sun.
My wife said, "Do you know Amazon?" I said, "What?" She said,
They
"Yeah,
like,
look."
come get
She
you
said,
from-
"Look." I said, "People finna go over there."
Yeah, man, you know how many Amazon packages were showing up in my? Who had to slow down on that? Help me,
It's crazy.
because I was in New York. It was easy. Like it's a whole journey to try to go to the grocery store.
So what do you see with social media branding these days? Like, what are you seeing out there that you like, "Damn, we got to improve this," or "They need to improve this"? What are you seeing out there?
I really don't pay attention to social media branding.
Okay,
Again, mine is developing the person,
I got you.
and so when it comes to
Well,
aesthetics,
let me rephrase this. How do you identify your avatar, your person? How do you know, like, this person's for you and your brand? Like, somebody might watch this video and be like, "Man, I might need to work with her."
so I have to get in the conversation with
Okay,
them.
I got you.
It's a feeling thing.
I got
Of course,
you.
I go look at their
Of course,
their
of
and it depends on what they want. Yeah, because I've had background in fashion, sports, corporate training, career transition from athletes to people that, again, leaving out of corporate America.
got
So it
you.
has to fit in the realm of what I do. If it doesn't, I'm not gonna just be winging it. I only teach by experience and wisdom.
I'm with you on that though. So look, when I sent you that Instagram and say I want you to be on my podcast, and I sent you that flyer, what was your mindset? Because some people see the flyer and be like, "Oh my God, you do so." He's spending time to put me on the flyer.
Right.
What was your mindset?
With the flyer,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna have to post it. Like, I'm like, for me, I'm real kind of chill with things.
Yeah.
I do have the other side when it comes time to, but it's like, okay. And I was thinking, when should I? Because I had a lot of things
Yeah.
already posted, so I wanted to make sure that
It was
when
the
I
right fit.
posted, that it was people didn't have to go through 8 other things
Yeah.
to get to it. So I wanted to be, and I will be posting it again.
Oh yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
all about timing, but I was like, it was a quick turnaround. Though. So I was like, yeah, okay, because you can tell when people are on top of things, when they're serious about
That's
things.
true. That's true.
And again, that's that feeling. And sometimes, I get it wrong. It's like I think, and it's like something told me. But that's also a part of the
That's
lesson.
true. That's
when you
true.
can be like, okay, trust that next time.
And
That was quick.
the more valuable you become, the more valuable your nose become. I've turned down probably about $100,000 this year because that's just not a good fit for me.
Right.
I
to the person
take
just
this
starting off,
assessment. They want the money.
They're like, what?
No.
But all money ain't good money.
Man, I didn't. Especially when you didn't deal with some customers and this is the type of customer I already deal with. I'm not gonna do
Let's
it.
give them a breakdown, right? And I ain't even trying to shun on people, right?
I'm with you though.
But the people that try to get the discounts and all that want more out of you than anybody else.
Oh my God.
But this is the thing. It's a mindset and it's an energy. So I'm not shucking anybody.
Yeah, it's just the truth though.
I've had to grow out of some things. I was I was raised by a grandmother that had a 6th grade education, didn't know anything about finance.
Come on.
So there's a lot of layers. I'm still having to come through and understand the value of who I am. But I understand it enough that you go pay.
And so you, as I tell people, the more value you become, the more powerful your nose become. And so you don't want to work with me. I was like, I'm be honest with you, you're not my ideal customer. I can see to some other people that I know that's looking for something you have. But I personally, I just don't want the money. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to pay. No, not interested. Because I didn't deal with so many customers.
But that's not an avatar. Like, I know that we talk about the avatar.
Yeah.
And I do have that whole list of,
I got you.
Age range and all. I do.
Yeah.
At the same time,
that gut feeling.
If you just go with what you have listed as a person,
oh no, you can't.
You'll be missing the blessing.
Yeah.
So you have learned from those experiences how to identify that real quick.
Yeah, like I'm appreciate. I mean, no, ma'am, no, sir, can't. I'm just not interested.
Right.
Be blessed. But I can see some people what you're looking for. I can see some people.
So let me tell y'all something. What I'm hearing here. And I'm not gonna cuss, but I do.
Yeah, go. You can curse on this podcast. I don't give a shit.
You got that FU money. That's what they call it. Where you got enough, and you're satisfied and fulfilled enough that you can say FU to things that don't work for you.
It don't work out. It don't work out. It's okay.
That's a amazing place to be in when you can say no. Because when you first starting out, a lot of times people taking everything. Yeah.
But see, when I first started out, I was taking all the money.
So that's
I was like, oh man.
So the thing is, where you are now, there becomes a gap in how you even speak about things that people that are trying to start off, they probably be like, well, man, so he has been there. I just want to say that. Let the people know. He's been there, I've been there, and it's understood. And so let's tell them this. What are the keys and the habits they need to form to come out of that place?
This is the thing though. I really try to break this down to people. I'm like, listen, when you see your ideal customer and and then I make people take an assessment, because if you spending $5,000, I gotta make sure your mindset is right. I gotta make sure like that we're a good fit. You gotta take this assessment test. Once I go through the 7 tests and we're like, all right, boom, boom, boom. I mean, I ask you some personal questions about, your finances and stuff like that. 'Cause I just want to make sure that this is a good fit for you. Because I'm going to put my all into it and you will be successful. But I need to make sure that you as the individual is ready for what's coming. Because one thing I can't stand is a customer that's like, oh, I'm always right. I paid you. Time out. When I deal with high level people, they don't think like that. They mindset ain't even like that. They like,
let you do your job.
And they say, hey, where do I need to be and when I need to be there?
Okay, pause. So one thing he's saying, without saying it, is that you're going to have to learn how to create a system.
Yes.
All right, go.
SOPs. Everybody know what SOPs means. Standard operating procedures. Now, that's why I tell people, it's 8 weeks to work with me for $5,000. Because we put you into the ATM machine. That's what I call it. People call it a funnel, but I call it ATM. It's my thing. I put you in there, and we build out your system and processes. At the end of the 8 weeks, you got your marketing, your coaching program. You got everything ready, videos, everything ready to roll.
So CRM is very important.
So do you want the 7 emails or text messages in 30 days, or do you want the 15 and 45?
Come on, he got
you want to do it?
Can I come over here and intern for about six months so I can learn everything?
But it's good though.
That's another thing.
That's true.
Because
that's true.
When you can't pay, you can pay in other ways.
That's true.
And that's the thing. Relationships have to be reciprocated. So it's not always about having the money. You can bring some value where you're going to put in sweat equity, because that counts too.
That counts a lot. That counts a lot.
I was interning for free to get in the doors, y'all. I volunteered at conferences to get in the doors.
Come on.
And so your sweat equity also counts. So
and I didn't hire my friends and had to fire them because they got comfortable saying, "Oh, well, I mean, you my boy." I'm like, no.
When we hit this, when you cross that door and it's business,
come on,
it's business no matter who you are. When we go out and we leave and we go to lunch or dinner, that's cool. But you got to know how to take off and put on the right hats.
Yeah, and like me, I'm so loving with people that I'm loving. I'm messing with. I really care about, but my wife, she's more like, gotta be stern, cause you letting your heart get in the way.
It's a balance.
Yeah, she's like, you letting your heart get in the way. I'm like, yeah, but no. These are the policies. Like the podcasters, they pay $285 for 4 episodes a month. I love y'all, but some of y'all are some nagging people, man. On that $285, I mean, they be do this and make sure and this. And I'm like, you're only paying $285.
They could have done it themselves, huh?
Man.
Like, well, if you know how to do it, go on over there and get your studio and do it.
That's it. But I mean, I'm trying to tell people, like, man, it's so important that whatever you guys are doing, do it at the highest level and forever get better. Like I buy into coaching programs all the time. All the time. I see this other day, it was like, hey man, we have this play and we in 3 different cities and we help people with digital products. I said, well, how much the price? $2,000. Don't stand by him, get this credit card out. I need to see what he doing. How you in 3 different cities? My white friend came here. He said, how many podcasts y'all got? I said, we got about 43, 44 podcasters. Nice. He would say, bro, this need to be all over the city at that price. Now, a lot of black friends come here. They never said that. My white friend said this can be like Starbucks
but
in Houston.
But there's black people out there that are like that.
It is some. I'm not knocking them, but I just haven't had none that came to my friends that came to my studio.
He needs some new friends.
No, I tell my friends all the time, I'm like, man, y'all gotta be more creative.
Yeah.
Like,
so, by the way, I got a virtual workshop we're launching in the next couple of months.
Come on.
The Power of You.
Let's get it.
And so I've partnered
Invite
with
me, man.
2 other people. I will.
Yes.
I invited a couple other people. We're going through human design, which is incredible. And then my friend I told you about that was once my customer who has a spiritual community. And then I'll be doing the brand.
It's virtual?
It's going to be virtual.
Okay.
Yes. So, on Sunday, I don't know when this is going to come out.
The 7th, huh?
Yeah, the 7th. We are doing.
It's going to come out Monday morning.
What Monday? Next Monday?
No, yeah, this Monday coming up.
Oh, so it's in time.
Yeah, it's gonna be in time.
All right, so this Sunday, if you're in Houston,
yes,
it'll be on Eventbrite as well, and you can find it on my social media pages at Pasha Cook, PASHACOOK.
So tell us about that event, though.
So this is called the.
You got some hard hitters. You got some hard hitters, though.
Yeah, Impact of Influence. And I decided that it made sense to use that title since my friend Chip Baker was coming out with his Volume 8 of Impact of Influence.
Yes.
And that's another thing.
Yes. Darius, I know all of them.
That's his book title.
Yes.
And it's like, yo, let's go ahead and title the event the same thing because that really resonates regardless. And you can also promote your book. I'll have my books there as well. But Impact and Influence. So I'll be the moderator and MC. So I got some questions lined up.
That's good.
Because I love conversation, by the way, and interviewing people and being interviewed. So that's another reason why I said, I love conversation.
Yeah,
and I
me
met
too.
you and I felt your energy, you and your wife. But it's really diving into the power of influence and redefining it.
Yes.
Because we have influencers out there that are trying to influence you to do stuff. And it's so, these days, people are so upfront with telling you they're trying to manipulate you.
They don't care.
So we want to understand that you bring an impact and you're responsible and accountable for the impact that you bring to other people. So we just go dive into that and have a great conversation. Have a little food and fun while we're
It's gonna be good though, because like I said, I mean, I didn't have Chipper on my podcast. Darius, he brought his team. I know like his group and stuff like that. I think he's a very amazing guy. Very, good, kind-hearted. I love people like that. But before we get off here, anything else you want to ask me? Anything else? I didn't want to take all your time.
Let me hold some. I brought these pockets.
Come
so
on.
we want to put some money in it. So he asked anything. Let know.
Come on.
What do I want to know? I want to know, going back to when we first met, you and your wife, y'all were some of the first people there. What was your first impression
of you?
Of me, like working with you? Because they didn't know who I was.
I did not.
He's like, some camera lady coming. I'm like,
yeah, who's this?
Yeah.
But I'm one thing about me, I'm flexible. So,
and then we worked together. So I just want to know.
So I thought honestly, I was like, man, she's very helpful, relentless. Man, Anthony, you watching this? He had us on the.
We made it work.
Here. We made it work. He know, but I told him, he came yesterday to do his podcast. Yeah. I told him yesterday, boy, don't ever ask me that. Or do that again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I just thought you was sharp. You seemed very knowledgeable. When you said your name, immediately I looked you up.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because the thing about me.
That was quick.
Yeah, because
Quick as a cat.
Because I can see a person's presence and be like, it's somebody I would love to put. Last year I did over 100 interviews on my podcast. So I mean, and man, it was so many just amazing people. One thing I learned about people, because the year before that, my podcast I was just solo, and last year I said, you know, I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna just start inviting people, and I learned that it's so. And the more you see people and you learn them, you realize people have missing holes in their business. Entrepreneurs. And there's so many entrepreneurs using social media. I'm getting a little bit off topic, but I'm going somewhere with this. There's so many entrepreneurs just using social media as a hey, look at me versus as a I got something to sell you. You know what I'm saying? So I just encourage you, man. If y'all ain't connected to her, get connected, because if you go to her timeline, you're going to be looking like me. I was looking for a good 30 minutes. I'm going down. I'm reading captions. And this is what I do. I'm kind of weird like that. I read captions. I really like study a person before I ask somebody to come on my podcast. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm real particular, because this is my platform that I want to give my audience like good value with good people, and not just so much like, yeah, man, I interviewed these 30, me and my wife call EHP, empty-headed people.
Just for content.
Just for content. I tell my wife, we don't do that. Right. And she the same way. Like, her podcast is named Allow Yourself Grace. My podcast is Why Now Is Your Time. Then our podcast is One Marriage, Two Hustlers. Yeah. And so we've been doing this. Grinding. We've been on the gas since 2017. Come on. We've been on the gas. So, you know, and again, when you're living out your purpose, it's fun. It's just a conversation with great people. You know what I'm saying? Then now you get to know who I am. It's like, okay, before, if I didn't have this, you wouldn't better come see my studio. Right. You know, because some people be like,
we talked about it briefly too while we were there.
Yeah,
I had something like.
Yeah, I don't really brag. I don't really, you know, I'm not that kind of person, you know. But some people like, bro, you told me you had a whole studio with all the podcasts. I need to start a podcast. You know? So, but I don't really go. I just be like, hey, you know, whatever, you know.
Yeah, but I ask questions. I always ask.
And then Anthony's like, man, you think? I'm like, Anthony, but what's up? What's going on? I'm like, bro, this is crazy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? With all the stuff he got going on. I'm like, boy, you need another person.
Yeah. That's when you got to know when you need another person.
Yeah, he needs.
I haven't been that deep into what he's doing to know everything. So,
yeah. So like I told him, I said, like, we're getting an event space by the end of the year. It'd be different if you come have it in my space, because now you can write on the vibe board. We got LED screens,
and then
music.
He has the support to get everything together.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah. Versus you going to a club. That club was, it's a lot of work.
I got nothing. I'm staying my lane.
Yeah, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane.
But
no, man, I thank you so much for coming, man. If you can leave the people with a powerful statement, a sentence, a paragraph, leave them with something that can really impact their life. Like, what is something you can give them that they can just implement, that they don't just pour into them right now? It's your time.
A lot of pressure. My same motto. Lift as you climb. Because as we begin to elevate, we need to lock arms with other people.
True.
So that, because when you lock arms, right, you build something unbreakable. And so I believe in lifting as you climb. I also believe, like, solo, you can do a lot of things, but think about it. You have with a fish, you can pack up. You can have a powerful punch in life. Right. So you need other people. Understanding your purpose is always going to be about the people that you can impact in a great way. But before you get to those persons, before you can do all that for other people, you have to do it for yourself first.
Listen, man, like I always tell you guys, keep watching me like you watch TV.
Come on.
And I promise you, your income gonna change in your mindset, man. We look in the description. I'm gonna have all the information. Yeah, it's time for you to tap. It's time for you to clock out of all that nonsense and tap into your purpose. This is why now is your time. Life, brand, legacy. The question is, how would you leave it? Peace.